So uploading the quotation is very simple, as it says, and we do try to get across that actually the whole system is very simple and has been used, very much for as it's user friendly to easy to navigate. However, the system, and again I come back to you, we're relying upon you here now, is the system is, I won't use my normal terminology, but good data in, good data out. Okay, I'm sure you can guess what I would normally say, but I won't here. The system is very robust, and to make sure that we keep that robustness and the comprehensive nature of the data that we're trying to get across to Gondola is reliant upon the data you're putting in. So when you're entering quotations, and it's those good old cumbersome quotations you'll hate with a passion, I'm sure, but we do ask for the detail, and you're all very good at including the detail of the work. You are indeed, and it is a case of it's the typical old, okay, this is the situation, this is the failure that the restaurant has actually experienced, and this is the fault. This is what we're suggesting or recommending that you as Gondola do to rectify that fault. So that's all great. This is the age of the equipment, perhaps, if that's relative, if you're looking at some fridges or, your walk-in chiller or, your oven or anything like that. But then here comes the material. So it's the labour and the material. So, gone are the days that you can kind of lump this number together and go, okay, all of this further work is going to cost £525 and that's it. We do actually need really, detail how many hours, what hours, are they in hours or are they out of hours, and actually what materials you're going to use. And again, gone are the days of materials. It's not just materials, actually what is it you're looking at. So actually, Tony, if you're going out and you're looking at an under-counter fridge maybe, and you need to change a compressor. Okay, so what is the compressor? What's the make and model number of that compressor? We're actually asking for that detail. The system that we've developed is very unique in that it can go off and check a whole series of databases to check the parts and prices, which we'll come on to as we talk about benchmarking. But that's the reason that we ask for that detail, kind of the finite detail of the actual equipment that you're actually going to be using. So the benchmarking process, once you're ploughing all this in, so the hours that you're actually putting in, so okay, it's going to take 3 man hours to do, it's going to be in hours. There's no arrival fee because it's just the 3 straightforward labour hours, and your materials are it's a compressor and it's a refrigerant or whatever it might be. When the quotation comes to us at Cloudfm, the quote itself and all the data that you've populated, and this is where I come back to saying to you guys, I'm very reliant upon the robust information you're putting in there. It goes off and checks. It goes, okay, well, I know a compressor for this particular manufacturer costs this. Now, this is where you might do a little bit of an intake of breath and go, hold on a minute, they're checking my prices. We are checking your prices because actually what we're doing is we're here to support you, because contractors, you're all great. You do what you do and you're very skilled at what you do and you're skilled at getting the man in the van, but sometimes you might not be too hot on getting the best supply chain. I'm not here to criticise anybody, but we're here to help you. So it may be that you have a supply chain that, yes, can supply certain compressors at X, but actually we know another source that actually you can get a compressor at minus Y. So instead of you guys having to charge, this kind of elevated price, that think, oh, actually, guys, you can get it cheaper. We're helping you to go and source it. We're not there to reduce your margin. Your margin is there. It's already agreed. You've already got your contracts. You've got your contractual arrangements with Gondola. They still remain. So your labour rates as is, they still remain. We're not going to challenge the price of your actual labour. Your markup of prices, that still remains. We're not going to challenge that. But what we are going to help you with is going, well, actually, we've got a better source, guys, that you guys might want to go and investigate to make yourselves more competitive. So it's about improving your competitiveness within the industry, because otherwise, if you're just being perceived as being too expensive, eventually you'll know what's going to happen. Gondola are going to say, well, actually, guys, the guys are just too expensive. We're spending far too much on the average invoice value for, say, refrigeration or air conditioning, whatever it might be. So we're going to help you to drive down the costs. It's not about eroding your margin. So again, let me just get that across to you, because your margin is still there, that's applicable with your contractual arrangements that you hold with Gondola. There is another challenge that we will give to you, and this is another challenge that actually you will need to take on board. It's actually the labour element. The guys that we have at Cloudfm are very technical. They're very technically minded, they're very technically experienced, they've been around for many years in the industry. So actually the quotations that you give us or that you provide to us, where you do say, okay, it's going to take 5 man hours and it is going to be out of hours. The other challenge that we will give you, and this is actually a true challenge to you, is actually, guys, for the piece of work you're suggesting, for the detail you're suggesting, actually, we don't believe it's going to take 5 hours. So we will be challenging you on those number of hours. So it may be a case of, okay, guys, you really need to reduce it. So again, to make it competitive for the client, because this is all about helping Gondola to retain the budget that they've currently got and actually reducing that budget. So actually, guys, it could take 3 hours. Do you agree? And you're going to say, oh, okay, agreed, it is. We will be capturing that date and time. So again, bear in mind that everything you tell us, we will capture, because you guys are on site and they're capturing it with the QR code. So we know that the date and time of which they've attended and when they're leaving. So, just make sure that you're kind of presenting a true reflection of the number of hours labour and your materials as well.